NEWS.MC on Monaco Info is brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties. Bringing you news on Monaco's economy, culture, sports and more. Welcome to NEWS.MC, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Coming up on NEWS.MC, discover past week's top stories and meet the people who make Monaco.
Hello everyone, my name is Morris Pello from Monaco United and you are watching NEWS.MC on Monaco Info.
What's been making headline in the past week? Team Malizia, led by skipper Boris Herrmann, secured second place in the opening leg of the Ocean Race Europe 2025 on August the 15th. After a close battle with Paprec Arkéa, the Monaco-backed crew crossed the finish line off the coast of White Island, just behind winners Biotherm, who had led from the start. The next leg begins Sunday, August 17th, with the fleet departing the English coast for a 1,400 nautical mile journey to Cartagena, Spain. The strong start puts Malizia in a promising position as the competition continues, with eyes now on the next challenge in this demanding offshore sailing race. AS Monaco FC is celebrating its Champions League qualification with a special exhibition of historic jerseys now on display at Stade Louis-II. The exhibition traces European Cup memories from 1978 to 2025, with each shirt representing a key moment in the team's continental journey. The remarkable collection belongs to a lifelong fan who has amassed over 1,000 match-worn shirts, including one from a 1989 game in Berlin played just days before the fall of the wall. The club plans two further exhibitions this season, one marking the 50th anniversary of its youth academy, and another linked to the 2026 World Cup, featuring kits from Monaco-trained international players. Swiss endurance swimmer Noam Yaron came within 2 kilometres of completing a record-breaking 180-kilometre swim from Calvi to Monaco before extreme fatigue forced him to stop. After spending 5 days and 4 nights continuously in the water, Yaron was pulled from the sea just short of his goal on August the 16th. He had spent 100 hours swimming, enduring hallucinations, dehydration and salt-induced swelling of the tongue and palate before being taken to the CHPG for medical care. Despite falling just short of his goal, Yaron described the feat as a success, saying his motivation was to raise awareness about protecting the Mediterranean and preserving its fragile biodiversity. Riviera Navigation, a Monaco-based company, offers immersive sea excursions every Wednesday and Saturday morning, guiding passengers into the Pelagos Sanctuary to discover the rich marine life just off the Monegasque coast. These eco-responsible outings aim to educate the public about biodiversity and the urgent need to protect marine species, many of which remain unknown to local residents. The experience includes bilingual audio commentary and follows a strict code of conduct around marine mammals. On a recent trip, guests witnessed a rare sighting of a sperm whale surfacing near the boat, followed later by a playful display from dozens of dolphins, a magical moment for passengers. With no guarantee of sightings, each trip is a gamble, but one often rewarded. Riviera Navigation is now working towards the prestigious high-quality whale-watching label, affirming its commitment to conservation and sustainable tourism. As Monaco faces peak summer traffic with up to 119,000 vehicles per day, the Principality relies on its mobility management centre to maintain control, safety and fluidity across its 52-kilometre road network. Staffed 24/7, the centre monitors traffic in real time, swiftly responding to incidents such as breakdowns, tunnel stoppages or pedestrian risks. Operators work closely with emergency services and use dynamic traffic lights, digital signage and real-time alerts via Waze and Radio Monaco to ease congestion. The Mobility Management Centre's work reflects Monaco's broader commitment to quality of life through constant oversight, responsiveness and precision planning. With traffic levels now surpassing pre-pandemic figures, the centre plays a vital role in keeping the city moving. Drivers are advised to avoid peak hours in the morning, evening and late summer nights. Monaco's integrated traffic strategy shows how effective management and innovation can support everyday life in one of the world's most densely populated cities. Monaco's firefighters are facing their busiest season, with extreme summer conditions pushing teams to their operational limits. July and August see around 1,000 interventions each month, with over 85% related to medical assistance. Heat waves, storms, accidents, and an increased fire risk keep crews in a constant state of readiness. Seasonal issues such as wasp stings and insect incidents also rise. To maintain efficiency, the fire brigade adjusts routines, scheduling physical training in cooler hours and switching to lighter uniforms. Tourists are particularly vulnerable to heat-related illness, especially during prolonged heat waves like the recent 11-day episode. Through prevention, adaptation and swift response, Monaco's fire service plays a vital role in keeping the Principality safe during the most demanding weeks of the year. AS Monaco began their Ligue 1 season with a 3-1 home win over Le Havre, marking their 1,100th victory in the French top flight. Under the eye of His Serene Highness Prince Albert II and club president Dmitry Rybolovlev, Monaco dominated in sweltering 30 degrees Celsius heat. New signing Eric Dier scored on his league debut, heading in from a corner after an early own goal put the hosts ahead. Le Havre briefly responded through Rasul and Dier, but Magnus Akliusha made it 3-1. Goalkeeper Lukasz Hradecki impressed, while youngsters Alaji Bamba and Paris Brunner made their first appearances. Monaco managed the final minutes with control, extending their unbeaten home run and setting a confident tone for the season ahead. With this opening form, fans will be hoping for another win in the next game on August the 24th against Lille. Next up, our exclusive interview with the personalities making the Principality.
Hello everyone, my name is Morris Pello from Monaco United. I was born in Melbourne, Australia. At 18 years old, I travelled to Italy for a trial at Torino Calcio, which I signed there for 3 years. And I had a discreet career of football, played over 12 years in Italy, Hungary, New York. I cut off a bit short. It started by friends calling me from Australia, please help my son, help my son. And slowly I started building the academy with it when I was still playing. So the first one we started was in Melbourne. We started with 7 kids in one park. Today we have 28,000 kids. And within 1 year we had 1,000 kids in Melbourne. And then we expanded to around Australia, then Canada, then we opened up worldwide. 3 years ago I met Marco Simone and I became his manager. He started working with us, understanding who we are, what we do. Women's football is very growing. Nearly 40% of our academy is women's football, 40%. So we started doing, Marco said, Morris, I have an idea for you. He said, what if we take over a club in Monaco, the women's team, because it's lacking women's football in this city. He's been here for 30 years. I thought, Marco, that's a fantastic idea. And it's a way for me to come back, because I had my residency a long time ago, and I thought there's nothing really happening. And now I thought it's time for me to try to come back and do something big in this city, because everyone sees the city as just a luxurious lifestyle, and that impression the world gets. And to have a second team here in this city, a professional women's team, and bring Monaco's name in the world-class level, not only in the men's, but that you have already. The women's, I think it's very doable with my contacts and our expansion process. 28,000 people means 28,000 families will support this club from around the world. Our idea and ambition is to be in Champions League in the next 5 years. I don't think it's impossible. I think it's very possible. And every year to win the league, I think we could be starting in 4th division. Using the legends with the men's team, combining that together with our professional women's team, we could start a new trend for women's football like we have in Spain and USA. I can't say it's the best academy. I think the most successful. And I'll explain why. We don't develop football players. That's not our objective. Our objective is to develop professional people. You cannot be a professional player if you're not a professional person. I always tell our students, if you want to live from football, you have to live for football. I had players like Amauri, Gattuso, players that had nothing. And I'm thinking, why? They're not better. They had something, right? Special, something more. But it's their determination, because they cannot go home. They have nothing to go back to. Do not think about plan B or giving up or when or how long. Just keep going as much as you can. Every year we'll get closer to your dream. because it's not overnight success. It takes 20 years to become overnight success. The football market didn't create its business, it's the people. I think after religion, football is the most followed thing in the world after religions put together. So I think it's the people sport, and that's why it's going to keep growing, because it's for every level. It's for a billionaire, it's for someone who has nothing, and it's the same. They still follow, it's like a religion, bringing people together. It's a market. And in markets, you can have a good market, bad market, black market. There's everything in the market, right? You can find every type of person in the markets, and that's always going to exist. It's something you can't fix. I think football is an evolution. 5 years ago, football's changed from 5 years ago. Formations change, coaches change. America have a great structure, but they're lacking one thing in America. Competition is a world competition. Look, if you look at the baseball, they call it the World Series, but it's American teams. There's no promotion relegation. What are you playing for? Same thing in Australia. You can finish last and nothing happens. There's no accountability, where football in Europe is up the top because there's accountability. There's fans, there's pressure, there's life. People live for this. Whereas in America still, I think it's still a sport. So yes, I get thousands of messages and calls, and my son and this. I say, you just have to go through the system, and they have to be ready to, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So I'd say the best team is orphans, because they have no influence from the parents. The best team you can have if parents have no influence, because most of the time the ruin of the players are the families themselves. When I was 19, I came here. I had an agent who lived here. His name was Apollonius Konijnenburg, a Dutch agent. He made us stay in Le Méridien. That's how it really started, and I started feeling, I said, this is an exclusive, I think it's the most exclusive place I've ever been in Earth. And I said, one day I'm going to live there. And then I did. In 2010, I got my residence here and stayed for 6 years between Genoa and Monaco, where I started everything. So when I left, I thought, I felt, I'll be back. I'll come back to this city. I believe something here is, some energy is, this is my home. I feel home away from home. There's only 3 cities in the world I felt home. Torino, Toronto and Monaco.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching News.MC, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Discover the full interview and more stories on our websites, News.MC and MonacoInfo.com. Next week, we will receive Louis Delatraz, professional racing driver. This show is intended to provide a summary of the past week's top stories for the English-speaking audience. For daily and real-time news updates in English, please visit News.MC and subscribe to our free daily newsletter. For French news, visit MonacoInfo.com. This show was brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties.